And you know, some things about COVID-19, we have to address it. We can't not. We're holding it. One of the upsides is we're holding it internationally. So this physical distancing we have to do right now, in some ways, can bring us socially more together.
One of the challenges that we have in this extraordinary time in the world that's impacting all of us is this idea of connection.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing me to ask this. So I just quickly wrote down my thoughts so I was succinct as possible. So as many of us can relate to clients seeking us out to resolve trauma and they're desperate for relief, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on how or whether to delay this work, the complex trauma work because of the heightened anxiety, dysregulation, and fear around COVID. More specifically, my work as a body worker is focused more on developmental rupture and repair, and knowing that, that work can increase agitation and activation at times. Whether that work should be delayed, although this population specifically often has difficulty resourcing and grounding because those pathways aren't necessarily laid down for them.
Body work depends on what kind of body work you're adding SE to. The work from my frame of reference is about helping the system. What's working well enough in someone's body, in someone's physiology, and how can we help it work better?
Hello. My question is, I'm a student. I'm studying a master's in integrative counselling, so I'm a bit of a novice compared to all you guys, so it might seem a really silly question. It's really about body work, working with the body, because when you're working on the telephone, because the clients that I have, we aren't able to use video conferencing, so we use telephone counselling. But what tends to happen, especially with me, is that I tend to work more with the head rather than the heart because of the mode of communication. So I was just wondering if you had any ideas or tips or...
Okay, yeah, so we don't need to have the video to join with someone and be connected with someone. It helps in terms of tracking, and it can help in terms of that feeling of connection. But what we often will be relying on more is the tone of our voice and that kind of rhythm in our voice, and how that communicates our own state, which can be very stabilizing for another person. That's number one. And then the other thing that I really want to emphasize is that when we're connecting with someone, we can, on the phone, we can ask them to practice doing some self-report of what they're aware of, maybe neutral sensations, positive sensations, to get them limbered up. So I'm just shifting side to side, just being aware of the weight in my body, and then just shifting, and I'd like to just invite everybody to just sense into, how do you know if you're shifting side to side in your chair, or maybe you're standing up right now, just shifting side to side, just pausing a moment and letting your body register in that way that Dave's talking about how do I know that this is happening in my body right now? Because I'm not looking necessarily down. You could, to see that you're shifting weight, but there's something else that's telling us this. So this might be very elementary for some folks, but for a lot of folks, this is the very beginning of establishing that ability to interocept.